Okay, so today we're going to deep dive into something generating a lot of buzz lately,
Oh, yeah.
transgender bathroom access.
Okay.
But we're going through kind of a weird lens,
Interesting.
a satirical skit
Okay.
with like God and George Carlin
Wow.
and even Dill Pickles from Rugrats.
So, a pretty interesting choice of characters to discuss this topic.
Right. I mean, using those figures who are really all about, questioning things,
Mm.
it really sets us up for an interesting analysis.
Yeah, it does.
So the skit basically takes aim at these politicians like Nancy Mace and Mike Johnson.
Okay.
They're trying to ban trans women from women's bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And like their main thing is women's safety. Actually. But the way the skit unfolds, like it
Yeah.
makes you think about like, is that really all it is?
Interesting.
Like what's going on beneath the surface?
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about this skit.
Well, right away the setting is kind of funny.
How so?
Like we see God just chilling on a cloud playing Candy Crush, no less.
Oh.
While everybody's like arguing about this super serious political issue.
So right off the bat, it's like, don't take this too seriously.
Exactly.
I like it.
And then you've got George Carlin, like the king of, social commentary, just ripping into the politicians.
He was so good at that.
Oh, yeah. And he basically says, like, this whole obsession with bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
is just because they're afraid of stuff they don't get.
That sounds about right.
And he even makes this joke about Mace and Johnson,
What's that?
like that they secretly admire Sarah McBride.
The first trans woman elected to Congress?
Yep. And, like, their legislation is specifically targeting her.
Oh.
So Carlin's, like, throwing some shade there.
Oh, yeah, definitely highlighting some potential hypocrisy.
Totally. And it makes you wonder, right?
Yeah.
Is it really about protecting women, or is something else going on?
Are they using trans people as pawns in a bigger political game?
Maybe so. And then, get this.
Okay.
The Rugrat, like, stumbles into this whole conversation,
No way.
and he's totally confused.
He's a little kid.
Yeah, he's like, why would a man want to use a women's bathroom?
He.
It's pink and flowery and yucky.
So that's obviously played for laughs.
Oh, definitely.
But it also, like, brings in another layer of complexity to the whole thing.
I think so, too.
You've got this clash between, people's beliefs about gender
Right.
and then the actual lived experiences of trans people.
Absolutely. And it makes you think, like, whose comfort matters more here?
Exactly.
Is it about protecting what some people think is normal?
Or ensuring that a minority group can, like, live with dignity.
That's the big question.
It is.
And that's where the satire is really smart.
How so?
It doesn't say like one side is right or wrong,
Uh-huh.
but it uses humor to poke holes in Mason Johnson's reasoning.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, they say it's about safety, right?
All right.
But the way the characters talk, it's like they're actually just scared.
Scared of what they don't understand.
Yeah, and then they try to hide that fear by saying it's about protecting women.
It's really interesting how they use those specific characters, too.
Totally, like having God and Carlin there.
Both known for, challenging the status quo.
Exactly. It's like they're telling us, hey, don't just accept what you hear. Think for yourselves.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like a call to examine our own biases.
Even if we find this skit funny,
Yeah.
it's good to think about, why are we laughing?
Mm.
What does that say about how we understand these issues?
And how they get all tangled up with politics.
Right.
It's a lot to think about, for sure.
It is.
But this skit, even though it's funny
Yeah.
and has these crazy characters,
Mm-hmm.
it really gets to the core of this whole bathroom access debate.
I think you're right.
It's not just about bathrooms.
It's so much bigger than that.
It's about fear and misunderstanding and people fighting for equality.
In a world that's always changing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the skit reminds us that satire can be such a powerful tool.
You can say that again?
Like, it makes us laugh, but it also makes us think critically.
And hopefully it opens our minds to different perspectives.
So true. So on that note, I'll leave you with this. If God and George Carlin are both, like, scratching their heads over this issue, maybe it's a sign that we need to rethink how we're talking about it.
Maybe take a step back.
Yeah, like, what role does fear play in shaping our opinions?
That's a good question.
Are we really listening to what trans people are going through?
Important questions.
Yeah, things to ponder as we try to figure this all out.
Absolutely.